Hello, everyone, and a very pleasant good evening to all of you, wherever you may be. I'm Ben Charles, the host of The Musical Circle, over on Rainbow Radio Wells. You guys can catch my show, The Musical Circle, tomorrow night. It's going to be another good episode, and this guy that I'm about to interview was on The Musical Circle itself, back in episode 8 of The Musical Circle, if you guys remember that episode. Please welcome at this time, rising star sensation, please welcome Topps Chanzo.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you for the fantastic introduction. Really appreciate that. Happy to be back on the show again. And yeah, let's have another good show.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. This has been a long time coming, and I gotta ask you, Topps, right off the top of the bat. When I played your song back on the Musical Circle, I remember how many people actually reached out to me and said, oh, hey, they like this song. Can you describe to me what your reaction was when you first heard it on the Musical Circle overall? Or did you listen to that episode in general?
Yeah, I did listen to that episode, and I was very, very pleased. Obviously, you guys played it. Big up for that as well. Yeah, the response for the song has been amazing, actually. Like, there has been a lot of people that have come up to me and said that they really enjoy the song, and that's what as a creative, that's what you really want to achieve when you put out your own original content of making songs and stuff. You really want the people, the audience, to really try and connect with what you're saying. And yeah, I was really, really happy with the feedback in general of people just liking the vibe of the song and being able to relate to the lyrics and stuff. So yeah, right off the bat, man, it's been a great reception from everyone that's ever listened to it. So yeah, I appreciate you, obviously, the you playing the song again. And yeah, man, it's been fantastic, to be honest with you, mate.
Yes, thank you for that kind words you said to me, Topps. I appreciate it.
No worries, no worries.
Well, yeah, good. Anyway, I'd like to ask you something very briefly. Do you listen to any other kinds of music that inspires you to make music like Say Yes or Say No? If so, who and what do you listen to?
Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah, I do listen to other kind of dance music that brings out the similar kind of energy that Say Yes or Say No obviously brought on the tune. Artists like Becky Hill, Monique, these guys are pretty big in the UK. So yeah, they're quite big on the dance scene. Ella Henderson, Calvin Harris. These are the kind of people that when I really want to try and connect to make a big dance song, they're the kind of people that kind of listen to for inspiration and stuff. And I feel like it does help me quite a lot because I can see from how they create songs and the energy they bring to their songs is something similar that I want to try and do for my obviously fan base and obviously my creativeness when it comes to making music. So yeah, they're kind of few of the names that I kind of like to listen to and stuff. And I think that's really helped me in terms of producing Say Yes or Say No. So yeah, it's been a really, really big help for me, man.
I'm glad you mentioned that Becky Hill really has been one of your favorites. I've played Becky Hill before, and I've played a lot of different music overall with my show, The Musical Circle, and obviously with different radio stations that you've been on, Topps. And I think with everything going on in the UK dancing, I think things have worked out for you, and it has worked out to the point that I want to ask this next question, which is, what has been the most rewarding part of making music?
Oh, that's a very good question, my man. I think the most rewarding part for me making music is just being able to have that feeling of being able to connect with other people that have gone through similar experiences. Like I said before, when you're writing songs for me anyway, I like to really delve into personal experiences from myself, and hopefully them experiences can resonate with different other people across the world, no matter what you look like or gender or anything. I feel like I want to create music that can really just transcend everyone that ever listens to it, whether you even like dance or not, but the lyrics can really resonate with people. So yeah, for me, the most rewarding is having people come up to me and say, oh, I really like that song, or it really reminded me of a time of this X, Y, and Z kind of thing. So yeah, I think that for me, just the thought of being able to have even a small impact in someone's life and being able them to connect to me through my songs is probably the most rewarding thing, I would say.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I think I resonate with you on the same sentiment. I play different music that is relatable to different people, and I have gotten a lot of response from that, and I think it works out. It helps out a lot knowing that people actually look out for your show and actually look out for your music, Topps. And it just happens that everything just kind of comes full circle, don't you think? Like it just makes sense, right? So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
100%, man. Yeah,
yeah,
100%, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I understand your father was the lead singer of this reggae band who I had to do a lot of research for. I had to do research for this band, Bashara. Can you talk to me about your father's impact on you going down the same direction that you are going in, and that what has made you follow a kind of partially or mostly in his footsteps? So that's a good question to ask. So what has made you um like what has your father um inspired you or made you like go down in that right direction or making music in general?
Yeah, so yeah, the relationship I had with my father was obviously we're really close from obviously when I was a baby and stuff, and just him being around and just being around like a musician from young. I feel like I had a connection and had like a deeper inner thought of with him being around and just making songs, being in the process of him being in the kitchen and coming up with ideas. I was just something I was used to being around from like a young kid. So I feel like from that experience alone and being so young, I just feel like it was second nature and just seemed like the obvious choice that I was going to go down in the same similar footsteps of being a creative musician or a singer or something on that beyond that like borderline that ilk. So for me, just him being obviously being present early on in my life and having that kind of like father figure and someone to look up to in terms of him creating his own legacy, I feel like that made me want to create my legacy. And whether it was in obviously him doing reggae and me doing dance or different kind of genres of music, I feel like that's what really inspired me to create something on my own, just because I've seen how he did it and how hard he worked trying to do it. So yeah, for me, I think that he had a massive obviously impact on obviously how my career has gone in terms of being the one to inspire me to obviously go down this path. So yeah, I do credit a lot to him, and yeah, I feel like it was just inevitable, me being his son, that it was going to go down this kind of path. So yeah, that's probably my inspiration, I'd say.
Yeah, I think I see a lot of like reggae music and dance music. Like some people actually think like it's the same kind of music, but it's kind of different in its own different way. Like there's like reggae incorporates different kinds of funk, different kinds of dance music too, and also different kinds of jazz in there as well, and a little bit of R&B as well. So I feel like, personally speaking, that's just me. This is just my experience or just my perspective here. But I feel like reggae is very different and dance is very different. Can you describe to me the differences between reggae music and dance music in your perspective?
Yeah, sure. I do feel like reggae music, it kind of have that vibe of it being like more instrument based. Like a lot of live instruments get used with like in terms of like bass guitar, live drums, and whereas obviously dance music can obviously have like computer sounds depending on which kind of dance music you listen to. So I do feel like with reggae music, there's more of like a live feel to it because you've got a lot of musicians that obviously play and do live dance live reggae music, sorry, all the time. So I feel that's one of the major differences. But like you said, there's quite a lot of similarities just in terms of like the lyrics, the kind of talk on similar themes as well in terms of like love and relationships and stuff like that. They do both kind of cover that kind of thing. But I feel like the like I said, the real differences is probably the live music instrument kind of element of reggae music kind of makes it stand out. And obviously both of them can make you feel happy, both of them can make you feel sad, depending on the lyrical content. So yeah, I do think there's a lot of similarities, but probably the one big difference is probably the live instrument element, I'd say, man.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. There's a lot of live instrumentation when it comes down to reggae and also to dance music as well. Some dance songs, they actually incorporate saxophones and xylophones for some songs as well. And, I just feel like it kind of makes a lot of sense just when it comes down to that. Did you have an inspiration when you made the song Social as your first ever song?
Yeah, well, basically, my inspiration was just how life was changing in general, really, just for everyone. I feel like I grew up in a time where there wasn't a lot, obviously, there wasn't any social media, really. Obviously, the most real technical thing we had was computers back in the day when I was growing up. So just to see the evolution of the world in itself, where you've gone from just having computers to people are literally living off their entire life off social media, going on all these different kind of apps and doing different things on these apps in terms of like taking pictures and tweeting and things like that. So I feel like just that in general was probably the inspiration of trying to create like a song that could really describe everything that goes through what you do on social media. So I feel like that was really my inspiration, really, on why I made the song. I wanted to create a song that everyone could relate to in terms of because everyone uses social media. I thought it'd be easier to do a song like that, where even if it's just one line of the song, you could relate to it based on what I was saying. So yeah, I think just life in general really was the main inspiration, and wanted to really have a song that could represent people using social media all the time.
Yeah, I agree. I also share the same kind of sentiment with you as well. With social media is a very big evolution that we have grown accustomed to, and I feel like if you reach out more, like on social media, you do have a, I would say, like with your music, you have a pretty solid, pretty good social media following as well. As a matter of fact, I think "Say Yes or Say No" is almost near 500,000 listens, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a pretty big accomplishment, if anything.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, the video is 500,000 as well on the YouTube channel, and then the streams is nearly 500,000. So 1 million combined just of them two platforms alone is a real achievement, and which is something I'm really proud of. So I'm glad it was able to connect, and obviously it was also used on obviously the UK version of Love Island. So yeah, man, it's been a really successful song, and I'm really happy of how well it's done.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good answer. Um, I have another question concerning, speaking of TV shows. When did you know your song "Social" was going to be on the TV show EastEnders?
Wow, I actually didn't know it was going to be on EastEnders. Actually, yeah, crazy, crazy. Obviously, in the UK, yeah, they don't really tell you if a song's going to be used. You just kind of going to be one of the ones to kind of like either get told it's been used or just coincidentally watch the show and obviously you see it in there. So yeah, it was a case of I think it was my brother that was just watching the show anyway because we always used to watch it anyway. And yeah, we just one of the episodes, we just heard it in the background. So obviously, we were all pleasantly surprised and overjoyed about it being used. But yeah, it was a very big moment for me in my career, considering it was my first ever song I ever released, and the fact that it's been used on a massive TV show, well, probably the biggest soap or soap opera in the UK. The fact that it's being used, and obviously since then it's been used nearly 10 times. So yeah, it's the song that obviously they've liked and it's resonated with obviously their audience and the people in charge there. And yeah, it was I was very overwhelmed and over the moon with it being used in there, and very happy to this day that it was chosen to be used in the series. To be honest.
Yeah, I listened to the song in general, just having to come up with questions for this interview, and I feel like when I watched the show EastEnders, I was actually a bit overjoyed when I first heard the song, like, first of all, and I really enjoyed the song, just in general. That's just me. But like, speaking of like entertainment wise, what inspired you to do short films and getting to acting a little bit? Because if I do remember, you was in the show Line of Duty, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, you are correct, mate. That is correct. Yeah, so basically, as a kid, I would always be fascinated with, like, I'm a massive WWE wrestling fan since I was a little kid, and I was always fascinated with WWE with the different kind of characters you could have. You could have like a Rock or a Stone Cold or a Triple H or an Undertaker, and they would always have these kind of different elements towards their character. So from that point, I always thought I would love to be able to play like a different character that's obviously different from myself, and that's what really sparked the interest of being an actor. So yeah, from an early age, I would always want to obviously perform, and like I said before, like with my dad being like a musician, I always knew that I was going to be in the kind of entertainment business. Obviously, at the time, I didn't obviously know it was going to be singing or acting and obviously now it obviously occurred to me that I'm doing like everything kind of thing. So yeah, man, I've always been intrigued with playing like different characters, and seeing the characters play like different stories as well is always something that's intrigued me. So yeah, I got into acting from when I was a teenager, and yeah, managed to line a part in the Line of Duty, which is obviously big in the UK. I think it's finished now. I think it did have like 5 seasons. I was in the first season, so yeah, that was a very proud moment for me as well, being there, and yeah, it was great to act and a particular role that obviously is not nothing to do with or nothing how I am as a person. It was nice to act something different. So yeah, it was a good experience, and yeah, very, very happy with it.
I'm glad that you're happy with it, Tops. I kind of saw like you with like, you was in a different outfit in the show, and I remember
Yeah.
there was a couple of different scenes where you had to actually, show your range as an actor and start to do certain things. Can you describe to me what were your favorite scenes to do based off of those TV shows, like Line of Duty and all of the other short films that you have done?
Okay, that's a good question. Probably my favorite one to I've done was probably a short film called The Green Man, where it was basically me as like a serial killer. But I was
Mm-hmm.
dressed in like a lime green suit, straight to the core. So I basically my character was I'd befriend a certain individual, come to your house, and then after that it would just turn and be completely something different. And it would be like a nice little twist, a bit like a thriller where you wouldn't see it coming kind of thing, based off how I was as a character to begin with. So I think playing a character like that, which shows basically two sides of a character in the actual short film, was definitely something that I was very excited to do and very happy about. But yeah, there's been a few short films I've been happy to play different kind of roles and stuff. So yeah, I think that one stands out for me off the top of my head. But yeah, I definitely still enjoyed obviously the Line of Duty role that I played, and the small part in Doctors I played as well. So yeah, it's all been fun and games, man.
That's a good answer. I didn't know that was you in the lime green suit, though. I was like, who is this guy right here? Wait, you wearing a lime green suit?
Yeah, man. It's definitely something different.
What in the
Definitely catch
world?
your eye, doesn't it? Yeah. 100%, bro. 100%.
When I first watched it, I was like, I was shocked. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But but yeah, that's an interesting note, and I think you have done pretty well for yourself when it comes down to like acting and also even doing music videos as well. Can you talk to me about the backstories behind the creations of the social music video and also the say yes or say no video, if you do have a backstory on that?
Yeah, sure. So the backstory on the social video was basically I wanted to create something that could really resonate in terms of a visual that could go with obviously the lyrics that I was saying. So things that in the lyrics that I was saying was obviously people get vocal on the social, get catfish on the social and stuff like that. So I really wanted to have a video that represents that. So me and Goldbrox Productions, we teamed up to make a video. Obviously, and it was just filmed around my area, and I just wanted to show the different kind of interactions you can have in terms of obviously using your phone and being distracted by social media and not really paying attention to what's going on in real life and stuff. So I want to really try and calculate and try and show that on the video, which I think they did, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's probably the backstage behind that video, just showing obviously different elements of social media being used and how it can affect someone's life and stuff, how they can be distracted by it and things like that. In terms of that Say Yes video, I definitely wanted to do something a bit different because I know a lot of people didn't really do animation videos and stuff to do with like dance songs and whatnot. So I wanted to create something that was a bit different from obviously social, and that could stand out. So yeah, I kind of wanted to do like a love story, like storyboard, but through animation, just for it to be a bit different and for it to obviously catch people's attention and things. So that's obviously the backstory behind that, just trying to do something outside the box. And yeah, it definitely got a nice reception and people weren't expecting it. So yeah, I think both of them really stand up on their own in their own right. So yeah, happy with both of the productions of both videos. And yeah, that's probably the backstory of both of them, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just glad a lot of people really have seen the potential of all of the different music videos that you have done, and that um, some of the videos I've noticed in a couple of videos, like they actually kind of stick out to me the most. The one where you're on the laptop, the one
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
on the laptop.
that's it. Yeah, that's the social video. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that sticks out to me. I want to ask another question as well. What did you think about how the Say Yes or Say No video was going to? How do you think it was going to do? Did you have an expectation for it? I mean, I know you wanted to relate to many people basically with the music video, but did you have an expectation or a goal for that music video, or just for any song in general? Like like a high expectation.
To be honest with you, my expectation for the video was just that it just seen as people could see it and people could obviously relate to it and like it. I feel like it's something that I've not really seen too much of in terms of like music dance videos. Seen a lot of people do animation videos. So for me, my expectation or goal was just to try and have something that stands out really, and just something that was a bit different to everything else that people were probably consuming at the time. So probably my goal for that was just obviously to stand out for the Say Yes. For the social video is trying to obviously add a bit of humor, a bit of comedy, and trying to create like a bit of a storyboard. Obviously at the start of the social video, it's me getting a phone call from one of my friends saying that something's happened on social media, it's going to blow up, which I think obviously a lot of people can relate to that happening to them, just with how social media is nowadays. People can go to sleep and wake up and literally completely the world's been turned upside down with things that have been leaked or things that have been revealed during the night. So yeah, I just wanted to create a storyboard for social and just like a constant like progression through me playing or probably playing the main guy as the character throughout him trying to deal with things that happen on social media. So in terms of expectation, just many people seeing it as much as possible, and yeah, just having that confirmation from people that it's something that they've not seen before, or it's stood out, or there's something they could relate to really. So that was really my early expectations, to be honest.
Well, that's pretty good. I think that it worked out, obviously, with almost 500,000 people seeing your Say Yes or Say No video and everything like that. I'm really proud that like you are starting to understand the way of social media. A lot of people kind of make social media to the point where like they can't live without it, or basically to the point where they kind of like they just get on it just to hate on other people, or just like be negative towards other people anyway. So I'm glad you're starting to understand that. And most of all, from me to you, I do appreciate your honesty when it comes down to that. And that social media for me, like I don't really use a lot of social media though. Like I just feel
Mm.
like it's just like it's like outside of my own personal space. Like I don't really do any kind of social media. A lot of people may want me to do social media, but personally speaking, I don't do a lot of social media, honestly. And I just feel like
Mm.
with your message in both music videos, that it starts to it related to a lot of people, and it started to get out there. So I can really appreciate your sentiment on that.
Yeah, nice one. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm glad. Obviously, my goal of people thinking what you just said is obviously working with. Obviously, you saying that. So yeah, I appreciate the kind of words, my man.
Yeah, of course. I have a couple of more questions here. What made you become a WWE fan?
Oh, that's a very good question. So to be honest with you, like I said, it was one of those moments where I was just kind of flicking the channel, and I remember it. I was just flicking the channel, and then there was a segment that came on with, and it was WWE, and I think it was The Rock, and he was in the ring cutting like a promo, doing like an interview and stuff, and the things he was saying, he was just making me laugh, and you could just see that he had like a ton of charisma and stuff, and I think that kind of character of him kind of like drew me in, and then after obviously that segment, you see all the different kind of characters and stuff, and from that, then I've just always been hooked. Like I said, I've always had a fascination of different characters and different storylines, and how someone can be like a quote unquote good guy in WWE, and then they can turn to a bad guy, and there's a reason for it. And yeah, from that point on, I've just been a WWE fan ever since, and I do think that's what's helped me get into like acting as well, because that kind of like triggered like a light bulb moment in playing different characters and me wanting to do that. And yeah, from there, and then obviously that's morphed into obviously me doing music as well, creating different things as well. So I always feel like I had that creative gene probably from my dad as well, because obviously he had it. So I think that WWE is just the thing that kind of sparked it. So yeah, man, I just like the stories they tell in the ring with the moves, and then obviously with the promos and stuff. So everything about it, it's just something that I've always been drawn to. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I think I'll just be a lifelong fan, really. And obviously, I'd love to work with them one day. That's definitely one of my goals and aspirations as well. So yeah, man, that's probably it, bro. I think me being a fan is definitely made me want to create things as well for myself in terms of a legacy and different kind of characters in terms of playing in like acting films and stuff. So yeah, it's been had a massive influence on me, and yeah, I think it always will do, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a pretty good answer. I can't really say anything after that. That's a good answer. Do you have any future songs or something in the works when it comes down to music?
Yeah. So yeah, I took a little bit of a break. I have to say, yes, but yeah, I'm definitely back now. I've got a few songs in the pipeline. I've got a video that's already been filmed and stuff ready to come out. So yeah, man, definitely got some more content coming out very, very soon. So keep a peel out. Keep an eye out for it. So yeah, should be good, man. Some more obviously dance singles as well. So definitely going to be on the same vibe as Say Yes, and a few things a little bit different. So yeah, it's definitely things to look out for, man. So yeah, got some songs coming out very, very soon. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
Well, we will do that, and we will look out for all of your music with this interview. I feel like overall, with your music, you are starting to reach out to a lot of people, and that's always a good thing with music anyway. With my show, The Musical Circle, I try to reach out to a lot of people too, and I try to do my own thing, and I try to make people happy. Not everybody's going to be happy, at the end of the day, but at least it's better off if you try to make people happy. Do you have that same kind of like a state of mind, that kind of mindset when it comes down to like making music? Well, not making music, but like just like life in general.
Yeah, man. Me as a person, I just feel like I'm like always on like positive vibes, positive energy. I think obviously life's too short to be obviously miserable and stuff. So yeah, if I can have like a little bit of a effect on someone's mood in a like a positive way, in a good way, where I can make them happy and smile and stuff, and we can have a laugh and have a good time, then yeah, that's what I'm about. That's what my personality is like. So yeah, I'm always down for good vibes, good energy, having a laugh, being positive, trying to achieve big things, man. So yeah, I think that comes across well in my music as well, just in terms of like the context and the content of the music as well, and how it makes people feel too. So yeah, that's definitely me as well, bro. So yeah, positive vibes, positive energy, and yeah, man, just have a good time, man. Because yeah, obviously, like I said, life's too short. So yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty good point right there. I do appreciate your honesty when it comes down to that. I have one more question for you. Do you have any future goals? For instance, like you want to be a part of a big time music festival? Do you want to, get millions of followers? Do you want to get different kinds of, have different kind of appearances on different shows? Like, what are your future goals when it comes down towards music and acting and all of the other things that come with it?
Yeah, I've got quite a few goals, to be honest with you. I've got a massive list of definitely things I definitely want to achieve. Like I said before, working with WWE in some kind of capacity, whether it's providing like a theme song for one of their PLEs or one of their TV shows or one of their promo packages would definitely be, or do like a live performance for them for one of their pay-per-views would be definitely a highlight for me if I could do that. Also, like I said, being on like a massive festival like a Glastonbury, something like that would be like a massive achievement for me as well. Definitely. Obviously, appearing in like the US and doing shows there, touring there is definitely another goal for me too. And in terms of like acting wise, I've always been a massive like superhero fan as well, massive Batman fan. So anything to do with any kind of like supernatural superhero kind of film or TV series, for me to be a part of that, whether it's like I said, providing a song for the series or actually being in it, acting in it, is definitely a goal too. Yeah, there's loads of goals, man. There's definitely loads of goals. I definitely want to crack the US in terms of making my music transition over there as much as possible, and yeah, being over there as well. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of goals for me to accomplish, man, and hopefully I can get there with some more hard work and patience, man. So yeah, definitely some goals there for you, man.
All right. Those are pretty big goals, and
Yeah, man.
I believe in you personally. I'm rooting for you. I'm
Yeah,
rooting for you.
appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
All right, everybody. That is the rest of this interview. Thank you to Topps for joining me here on this interview, and thank you to everyone who did listen to this interview with Topps Chanzo. I really appreciate you guys for listening into this interview. This has been a long time coming, if anything, and this is just basically like one of those kind of achievement kind of things for me. Well, with everything going on with my show, The Musical Circle, which you guys can catch tomorrow night, and with everything like that. So thank you, Topps, for joining me on this interview. And most of all, I wish you nothing but the best in life and whatever you do. And most of all, just keep being positive, keep being you. I think you got a long way to go, and you're starting to get to understand a lot of things. And I really do appreciate you for joining me here on this interview. And thank you for being here.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a great interview. I've liked your positive energy, your positive vibes as well. And yeah, I appreciate the good words as well, man. Hopefully I can come on here again, and we can have like another one when some of my songs are out. So yeah, appreciate your time as well. And good luck to you as well with everything you're doing too, man.
Yeah, same to you. Hey, the door's always open. If you want to come on, the door's always open, without question. No hesitation.
Thanks, man. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, anyway, that is Topps with the interview. Thank you guys for listening to this interview. We will now head back to your regularly scheduled programming right here on Rainbow Radio Wells. And if you want to catch more music like Topps has with Say Yes or Say No, and then with his other songs, Social, and all of the other songs like Ring Walk as well, you can find his songs over on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Deezer, all kinds of different platforms as well. You can find all of his music, and also you can find The Musical Circle tomorrow night on Rainbow Radio Wells and on every other platform as well. So thank you, Topps, for being here, and I wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks, my man. That was a great show, and yeah, wish you nothing but the best to my brother.
All right, everybody. Well, we will head back to the music now. You can catch The Musical Circle tomorrow night right here on Rainbow Radio Wells. Until next time, or tomorrow, I'm Ben Charles, signing out.